We're in Tennessee, the belly of the beast out here. What's happening is
we're talking about the politics over here, and we're talking about Donald Trump, almost like the worst president of the entire election year.
And these are the facts. So the reason why I'm not driving is because in Tennessee there is a gigantic crackdown with ICE, and they're sending people places, especially if they're not born in America, and I'm not. So I decided I would be here to document, because there's some other good things that happened in Tennessee. There's historical things that happened in Tennessee that relate to our resistance. One of them was Dr. King came here for the People's March, for the Poor People's March. Before he was assassinated in a hotel, I hope we get to see him tomorrow, he came here to help the sanitary workers union fight back against poor wages, fight back against the people who figured that because you work for them, they own you. And right now, that's the type of feudalist society that they want to go back to. When they say make America great again, that's what they mean. We want a feudalist society where the only people who get paid are the people who own the companies, and the people who work for the companies have to scrape hand and foot. That's great to them. So today we're going to look at what else Tennessee has to offer. And I would bet you the same reason why there's a crackdown here is probably the same reason why he was assassinated then. Because the same people who own the same companies will go to any lengths to ensure that their power is kept. Wow. So, therefore, we will go to any lengths to ensure that they don't have it. Cool?
Yes!
Thank you. It was a
civil rights. It was the place where Martin Luther King died.
There you go. The Civil Rights Museum and the hotel where he died, they turned into a museum, and it was really cool. On the inside they had videos, and they had a whole lot of really cool exhibits to help you learn about what it was like in the 1960s and the 50s. And there was one part where I won't ask because it was sad, and it was all about the slave trip from Africa to America and how they did a lot of bad stuff. And we realized that some people, even back then, would use power and greed to do bad things to people. Just to make a little extra money, they were willing to be really mean and really bad to black folks. So then after that, we saw that, and I cried. I think you were very sad as well. And then we got to the next part where we started to learn about the civil rights movement. Is there anything you want to talk about in the civil rights movement?
The thing that I want to talk about the most, that was legit the scariest thing, was when they stuffed that thing, and it said, and they had this they had this stuffed figure, and they hanged it on this like creepy like thing, like this line thing, like whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was like the head was like attaching to it, like the head.
Tell the camera.
Like the head of it. The head of it. They use it as like a scare mechanism to keep them working.
Yeah.
And they use that stuff like figure, and they put like this like stitch thing, and they stitched it to this like, I don't know what it was. I guess it was like a power line. I don't know what it was, but it was like this messed up figure thing that looked so much like a human who didn't do their job, and then they got all messed up. Like,
all right, so that was the toughest part, and they're hanging.
But for me, that was not the toughest part.
What was the toughest part?
The B.O.
Oh no, we don't talk about the boats. I already talked about it for you because I know it's just a whole lot. Well, tell me about what other kind of stuff they had during that museum that kind of like let you understand what was going on back then, or the dynamics of power.
Doll test.
Huh?
Doll test.
Doll test? The doll test. Tell me about that. I didn't even watch it, but I know about it from my own history books. Tell me about what the doll test said.
I wasn't really listening since I didn't really want to look, since I thought it was going to be as bad as the
Right. We don't want to talk about that. In the doll test, these people came up with a test to figure out how segregated schools, remember segregation? Segregated schools worked on the minds of kids, what it made them think, and if that, helped or hurt them. And they came up with a doll test. These really smart people came up with a doll test that had one white kind of baby doll and one dark black baby doll or brown baby doll. And they would ask them questions to kids. And all of the kids looked at the brown baby doll and said everything was ugly, oh, blah, 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 because they were so indoctrinated.
That means like they teach them the wrong thing.
They teach them the wrong thing. They indoctrinated them. And, everything white was pretty and everything black was bad. And so they ended up hating themselves if they were that color. The doll test was very important though.
Yeah.
Right? Because it taught us that what we think about ourselves has a lot to do with indoctrination. And it's not necessarily true, because you know that you're proud.
Yeah. And you're great the way you are.
And you're just perfect the way you are. Absolutely great. And that, you don't have to be black or white. Whatever way you are, it's fine.
Like even if there's a new color in town, like brown or gray or whoever, the way you're made is the way God made you, and the way God made you is the perfect way you are. So never misstand the way you're made or whatever. just be grateful of who you are.
I love
what you look like.
Exactly. Okay. After that, what else did we see? We saw the whole bunch of the exhibits. Tell me another one that stood out after the doll test.
There was actually a lot of bad ones.
Well, bad is remember, like I said, history isn't bad or good. History, the truth is, everything we learned in that museum, the other side of it is, we won. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're gonna pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads, it's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.